Why are you here? Sourcing the meaning of life. Visit us at yruhere.tv or rameshrichard.com.
Some of you remember the horrible earthquake which touched Haiti. 230,000 people dead, 1.3 million people homeless. I had the privilege of being there after the earthquake. And a man who heard me that night came to me, put his hand on his chest and then to my chest, and he said, "You hit me, you hit me, you hit me." I said, "What happened?" So when the earthquake began to rumble, I was driving and I immediately got out of my car. I knew it was an earthquake. The car began to slide as the ground gave way. I saw power lines being cut, and instead of touching me and electrocuting me, touched a tree and stayed there, and I was still alive. All I could think about was my wife, and our home was about 2 miles away. Buildings crumbled, people crushed, groaning and moaning. They're crying out to me, "Please save me, please save me, please save me." I was walking towards my home. And when I finally reached home, it was wonderful to see my wife alive. I didn't even think about if anything else was left, and everything was lost. I took a hold of her hand, started walking back to my town, and I could hear the voices again, "Please save me, please save me, please save me." And even to this day, a year and a half later, I ask, why am I here? Why do I exist? Why am I alive? That's the question we're pursuing, and you should ask the question, why are you here? Why are you alive? Important question, perhaps the most important question of your entire life. The nihilists are those who say that there's a constitutional genetic defect that you and I face. A nihilist is saying there's nothing more than what you experience, or there's nothing more than. They have a point. There's a genetic constitutional defect that you and I experience. Now that explains why meaning is prevented, but does not explain why you and I still have a hunger for meaning, why we have a yearning for meaning, why we search for meaning. A friend of mine, very successful classmate, woman friend, 30 years after we studied in college together, I got to meet her. Extremely successful, but she gave up her work, gave up her business. And then she said, "Ramesh, I've been pursuing the meaning of life. I've read 1,500 books on the meaning of life, and I've not still found it." If that is your soul, why are you here? Some of you know of the name Albert Schweitzer. Dr. Albert Schweitzer was from the French Alsace region, was working in Africa, especially in the Central African region and some West African countries. He was an expert in what is called sleeping sickness. He says there's a sleeping sickness of the soul. The sleeping sickness of the soul makes it dangerous because you don't know that you have it. You're unaware that you've experienced it. And if you really feel even the slightest indifference, you need to address it. The slightest loss of enthusiasm for life, you need to address it. So I'm really talking about the meaning of life, not just meanings in life. I want you to write to me. Get on our site and let's hear from you. We can help you evaluate your life and perhaps direct you in terms of the meaning of life. Why are you here? Why are you alive? Why do you still exist? Why aren't you dead yet?
Why are you here? Sourcing the meaning of life. Visit us at yruhere.tv or rameshrichard.com.